53,000 people witnessed history
and greatness, Ali.
On Sunday.
All in one weekend.
1 weekend, 3 wins for our mighty club. The big one on Sunday, which we'll come back to later, because there's a lot to talk about there. But should we crack on in? We've got a long time, a lot of stuff, a lot of information. Didn't do a podcast last week.
We've got too much information, Ali.
Too much information there,
Too many facts here, Ali.
Too many facts and figures.
On #TwoCrowsS3Ep.
Get around it. Hey, before we crack on into the magnificent weekend that we had, let's go back to the crap weekend we had the weekend before.
Round one.
Not for the women. That was awesome. Carlton. I mean, who did we even spank? Melbourne. No.
Geelong.
We've forgotten who we even played. Because you know why? Irrelevant. That's why.
Geelong, we smacked him.
#irrelevant. We were there. We were up in the stands. We were yelling helpful advice.
Yeah.
But we'll come back to that.
Actually hurt us on telly.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. Let's get back to the game that hurt. The Hawthorn game.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon at Adelaide Oval, round one.
Yeah. We predicted big, bold things. Didn't we land flat on our bloody faces?
It happens quite regularly on #TwoCrowsS3Ep, Ali.
I just didn't think it would happen that soon.
We come back to
one game. Tips' nightmare.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
You know, as I said to someone, if you got 9 out of 9 that week, you know,
buy a lotto ticket.
Sweet FA about football.
And that's good because often people that know. Look, it's a fickle game. They know 2/3 of, and they can win championships.
Oh dear! And plus, I won tips that week. So there you go. That
shows you it was an opposite week. It was an opposite week. If Anthony beat me in tips, it was an opposite week, and the ship righted that the following week.
Oh, it did.
But should we just run through? Should I give a quick overview for today? What we're going to talk about?
No,
well, we're going to anyway. So we're going to do a post-match review just really quickly, giving our 3-2-1s and a Hurt Locker award for the Hawthorn game.
Yep.
We're not going to focus too much on it because, one, it's in the past a while ago. You've all moved on because we've now won a game. So we'll come back and do a post-match review on the Swans game, our 3-2-1 for our Two Crows Footy Player of the Year award, and our Hurt Locker award. We're going to go in for there. Then we're going to go into some other things, see what else is doing around the traps. A new segment called Pass the Salt. Any medical news, sidebar, fantasy football freaks, you can get your freak on here. We're going to go in and talk about the lovely women's game, the grand final, the championships, the Erins, the Chelseas, the 5 All-Australians, and I will roll out superlatives until my mouth runs dry.
Big podcast, Ali. Come on, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, son. Go. Let's talk about Hawks.
Hawthorn, well, we were outplayed first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And I thought Don Pike was outcoached.
True.
There was some things there where he could have probably changed, but at the end of the day, players weren't executing at the same time.
Yeah.
I just thought, probably in a quick snapshot, Ali, we probably overpossessed the ball, too many hands. Turnover killed us.
Not arguing. I normally argue, trust me.
Our connection between all 3 lines was a null and void, as I like to say on this podcast, Ali.
Yes.
We got sucked into the contest.
Yes.
Didn't have anyone on the outside.
Didn't have anyone at the drop of the ball.
And probably our inability to kick score effectively.
That hurt. We could have won that.
Particularly in that fourth quarter.
Oh, don't that hurt.
We had 4 shots on goal, but they
all
were
and
behind.
And the ball didn't bounce our way. You know my theory. It
was a dog of a day. But you know, at the end of the day, we can't win them all.
We did, but that one wasn't one. We should have had a good red hot go at that.
We should have. It was round 1. I thought they'd come out very flat.
Yes. It looked like they thought it was going to be another JLT.
But
Didn't I say that?
Yeah, no, you're spot on. But in saying that, you know, if Eddie Betts had taken that mark down in Northern then, it might have been a different game. I just felt like our energy really zapped.
No, body language was shot.
Oh, it was?
Absolutely shot. No, that was partway through the game. That wasn't even when we were too far behind. I just was really disappointed with... everyone keeps saying plan B. No, you know my saying, you can't bring in plan B if you can't executing plan A.
Correct.
No
I agree.
point.
Very much so, but, you know, at the end of the day, I would have liked our forwards to play in front rather than behind the ball. I thought that was very lazy of our forwards, to be honest, Ali.
Yep, I agree.
Our leading patterns were too predictable for the opposition,
But we all just bunched together. We did the stand in the middle, run to the sides, and kick to a contest.
Always kicking down the defensive side of the ground.
With this new 666,
with all these numbers.
Isolate, trust your defence, trust your forwards.
We've got all the answers on #2CrowsFooty, and that game.
And the worst thing that happened out of that game, even more than the loss.
Tommy Doedee.
Tommy Doedee's knee, an ACL.
Another one. That, you know.
That broke my heart.
I think there was 3 in that round.
Yeah, that broke my heart.
Doedee and Clark.
Jeez, I don't know the third one, so mate.
Yeah.
I should have forgot his name.
Is it Clark? I think it was. The one from North
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Talking to yourself? Okay, fair enough.
I get that a lot, Ali.
First
sign of madness.
It is. It's the second one because you answer yourself too. But that's another story again for another day.
Well, should we do our 3-2-1 for that game?
Yeah, I think we should. And it was really only... I'm going to read out some stats and you name the player. Because I think we're in agreement this time. This is rare, but I think we're going to agree on this one.
Not really. We've been in agreement with each other for a little while
now. For the shite fest that it was. Okay, 32 disposals, 22 contested, 30 pressure acts, 1 goal, 9 tackles, 8 score involvements, 11 clearances, team high in clearances, tackles and score involvements. 1, guess?
Sloan.
Sloan. Had to get the 3 votes.
Yep.
Pencil them in, Anthony, please.
Yes.
Done. Okay, apart from him, really, I went not good enough. That was my first thought. Yep. I found it hard for 2 and 1, but we did come up with a number 2. Matty Crouch.
Yes.
Yes, that was good. We're matching. The only thing for Matty Crouch, next time, son, you're in front of goal, take the bloody shot.
40 out.
Take the shot.
Not even, 35 out.
Take the shot. Dead in front.
Don't be... That's the other thing, they were trying to be too cute with our kicks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trying to do dinky little kicks that we were getting away with in JLT.
All game.
But they were trying to get it happening. Didn't.
Possession. No, killed us.
Now, third here, we had to have a discussion. We actually had 2 players in here. We had different players, but we had to talk about it, gave the pros and cons for each of them.
Yes.
And we've gone with a debutant for this one, Alex Keith.
Yes. A debutant?
Debutant on our 3-2-1. A debutant on our 3-2-1. I really like what he did when he moved up the ground. After Duday went down.
Yeah, for sure. He was very impressive in that last quarter, I thought.
Absolutely. And he was aggressive. He was aggressive at the man, aggressive at the ball, and he didn't stop.
Correct.
And he was one...
Positioned himself well as well, didn't he?
He tried to change the game. Now, we forgot to mention also poor old Doogsy went down with a
syndesmosis?
Yeah, that's a word. Osmosis injury on his ankle.
Debilitated diffusion.
Yeah. I love the way they bring out Steve Saunders, just baffle him with bullshit. Just give them science jargon and they stop asking questions.
They stop questioning, don't
they? It stops them.
Does.
Yeah. They can't say we're not giving transparent now. Transparent
and
is
lying.
The line between Doogsy's ankle bones, I think, or tendon's a bit sore. But there will be my, there are 3-2-1.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So some surprise ones in there by the name of Alex Keith. Sure. Doogsy was actually the other player that was.
Yeah, I had him in mind. He put his head over the ball, which is Doogsy.
He did. That's what Doogsy does. Now, Hurt Locker Award. So this is the player that exemplifies team first. It's a smother, a tackle. It could be a game changer, a defining moment, but it's all about team.
So it was built around the values and trademarks of Don Pike.
Yes. Yep. So the player this week, it goes to the one and only Rory Sloan. Sloan dog. He's Sloan. Now this one, we're just going to have to pick the best out of each week, but there was some things there. So Rory's awesome, but I'll just give you a couple little stats. This is something where I think really hurt us. Obviously our third quarter was absolutely woeful, pitiful, whatever word you want to chuck in there, but they had, I think it was...
Who? Hawthorn?
Yeah. Tackles inside the forward 50. We had 7
in our forward 14. 50.
They had 19.
19.
That's the difference right there. And then players with tackles 3 or above. I'm just trying to think here. The Crows had 8 players with 3 or above tackles.
Yep. And
Hawthorn, 16.
Wow.
So the pressure, you can see where that pressure.
Oh, the pressure was huge from Hawthorn. You can't deny that. They were outstanding with the pressure, and we obviously couldn't handle it.
No, definitely couldn't.
But the other thing that really frustrated me as well was every time we would try, we had the ball inside 50 enough, but it was coming out way too easily.
Yes.
But secondly, it was how easy Hawthorn were able to score their goals. Like,
they just walked it down.
They were just chipping it down, bang, run, goal.
What we were trying to do. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've had enough of that game.
Had enough of that game. It was disappointing. It wasn't the Titanic cluster, foobar that a lot of people were saying. It was just very disappointing.
It was disappointing.
If it was replicated the next weekend, if it was replicated up against Sydney, then I'd say the Titanic is starting to, pull out of the bloody...
Starting to...
Yeah, she's starting to go out into the water, into icebergs, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's talk about something happier. Well, also, then we might as well quickly touch on, was the preliminary final, Crow Girls versus Geelong Cats.
Yep.
As we quickly mentioned before, and we, they were a Cuban cigar, weren't they? Called, is there a doctor in the house? Because that was another clinic that was put on their Scrubs. Jess Foley, her nickname is Scrubs.
They call her Scrubs,
yeah. The doctor, the Scrubs, the nurses.
the paramedics.
The paramedics. They were all required.
Team of intelligence, Ali.
Oh, absolutely. And it was good to watch. 13,000 only. Didn't give me high hopes for the grand final.
No.
I was wrong. But anywho...
We'll get to that later on in the show.
So, should we go on to, and we'll get started off properly now, the Sydney Swans. This was Friday night football up at the SCG.
Yeah.
A happy hunting ground for Crows normally.
Yeah, we've since...
We play pretty well up there.
About 20 years we've been playing well up there.
Yep. It's always the buddy show. Doesn't matter what happens. It's always the buddy show, isn't it?
It is. You know, I find that funny. Roughly 20 years we've been playing really well up on the SCG.
Yep.
But it's funny because we've had different teams.
Yes.
But we still play well. I heard Tex on Triple M radio the other morning, and he was talking about playing on the SCG, and he said that they love playing up there. They just love it. What is it about it? He didn't really talk about it too much, but he just said that they love playing on the SCG.
Okay.
So, and then that's when Roo stepped in, and he goes, well, we've been about 20 years, we've just played really well up there.
Yeah.
Different teams, but for some reason...
Maybe it suits our style of play?
Maybe. Smaller ground.
Small ground, small sample size. Got that out. How to get in there.
Hashtag TwoCrowsS3Ep.
Okay, so let's get into the game. Talk to me a bit about the game.
Well, we started off slow.
Yep.
I thought, Ali, but probably into the 13-minute mark of the first quarter, we really started to hit our straps. We were impressive. We really put our foot down on Sydney. I thought they kicked their first goal was too easy.
Yes.
Sydney's first goal, I thought that was way too easy for mine. But, then we really put our foot down and took a really good lead into quarter time. Seed kicked an outstanding goal, which, Ali, can you pass the salt?
Oh, hang on, not yet. No, not yet, mate. Let me look that up. Let me look up that vision. Paul Seedsman, 70-metre Torp. Let me just check something. Surely a Goal of the Year nomination. Let me check. What the?
Can you believe that?
Come on. How does that not get a nomination for Goal of the Year? 70-metre Torp. The AFL have been banging on about bringing different skills.
Instinctiveness.
And this is what they want to see. They wanted to see these things. Nominate the bloody thing. I love the way the Crows trolled it too.
Oh, they did a great job. They did a great job.
Right in front of me. That was fantastic. But what a great kick.
Well, you know what, Ali? I actually felt that when Seeds kicked that goal, I actually felt that, and probably it looked like it, that it actually sapped Sydney's energy.
Kicking them on a...
particularly after the siren.
Yep.
It was really... And the fact that they had numbers on the goal line as well.
Well, I think the thing it showed was look how we came out in that second quarter. Look how we came out in that second quarter.
Flat.
No. That's when we kicked heap of goals, didn't we, in the second quarter?
No.
Didn't we?
No.
I thought that's when we did.
No, we let Sydney back into the game.
Well, I must be
we got them
dreaming.
into closest they got was 4 points.
Oh, when did we kick all our best ones then?
Third and fourth.
What game am I thinking of?
Particularly in the fourth quarter, we played really well.
Well, actually, yes, we did.
Our pressure was outstanding.
We did,
in that last quarter.
Yes, we did.
And that's why I'm saying that we're a couple of centimetres from it all kicking.
Yeah, you keep saying it's just that bees...
There's still some connection problems across the lines, but they're not far from it all gelling. I think also you've got to remember that we've got a new defence coach, and the defence coach is also in charge of our whole team defence.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit of an adjustment period with that at the moment.
I think that
with the way we're, I guess, defending and pressing the ground. So there are a few, and I noticed Marty Matner when I think it was Riley Knight, he kicked that shocking ball to Daniel Taylor, and then Taylor got done for holding the ball. Geez. And I did see Matner write a few notes down for that particular passage of play.
That like this. I was like this.
Oh, it was stinky.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. But I think there's some adjustment periods for that as well. But I don't think we're that far from it all clicking, Ali. Honestly, I do think that, and I think this weekend we'll be in for a good shot.
I think so. We've lost Sauce. We might as well talk about that. We'll just mention it. We'll come back to it later. But
I think
Sauce. I think it'll give us some
unpredictability.
Yep, I agree.
And a bit of I guess you look at Sauce has been our number one ruckman for a number of years, and there's that predictability for the opposition where, at the moment, having Sauce not there, bringing O'Brien in against Geelong this week gives us that different look.
Yes,
and it doesn't allow the opposition to shark Sauce's taps, because I do feel that's happening a lot. They read him too well. Yep. He's too predictable.
Yep. And he's trying to get the ball, but they have someone whip through. Missing that bit of speed.
A little bit of irregularity, Ali.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly
different dynamic
agree.
there.
Yep, yeah. I think so. Now, there were some players that were really flat the week before against the Hawks.
Yes.
Did you see many of them redeem themselves? I did.
Yeah.
Can we talk about, the first goal? Come on, Ant. We're going to talk this up here. Ant and I made a discovery for the second goal. Was it first or second goal?
No, it was the first goal.
First goal. First it was a free. Back a little bit further. Let's just backtrack. What's that guy called again? I always forget his name. Jones from Sydney.
Yep.
Came along and he apparently, as the umpire said, punch to the gut of 1D Mook McKay. What we've discovered, Anthony and I discovered, right, is one, it wasn't a punch to the gut.
Oh.
It was even an open hand to the ribs on his side. Not a free kick.
No, it wasn't a free kick.
But what did it do, Ant?
It activated his go button.
Yeah, see that noise in the background? That was DMac starting. Look. He hit him on the side, and DMac, sounds like he needed to go to toilet. DMac just went whack.
Listen to him.
And that was him robotically. He ended up in beast mode. We did not know that David McKay had a beast mode activated. Wow. You know what's going to happen every time he runs out in the field? I'm going to slap him in the ribs. Find that go button.
He was go.
He was. And he kept punching under his on his rib cage every time he did something. I reckon he's trying to find that button again. He's trying to keep himself going.
And he did in the last quarter. He kicked it again. Fantastic.
That was a brilliant goal.
I thought that was a goal. That was a big moment, actually. Because Sydney were coming at us.
Yes.
They were coming at us, and he found the activation button again.
He was smacking on his ribs. What happened? And he even did a couple big tackles and pressure acts, and he didn't get pushed away like a little wisp of hair.
He's very slight, we understand.
Yeah, but he went hard at it.
D-Mac, he was great. D-Mac. That was,
we'll smack you if you need it, but geez, mate.
On Two Crows Footy, we are very equal on this show, on this podcast.
We'll smack them if they're good and smack them if
when
they're
bad. Crap.
Yep.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter
Imposters.
who you are. Imposters, no. But I thought he actually had a fantastic game. And another one that impressed me, JJ.
Oh, how was that goal? Was it in
nice monster, yeah.
Now, that was a man, Ali, I said this to you when we watched the replay.
He is a man, yes.
That is a man that doesn't know his strength.
Yeah, they keep saying that, and I'm like...
No, I agree with them, because...
I do too.
Because sometimes he can look so powerful, but then other times...
You better cut the JJ talk. He's getting a bit stroppy. He's bringing you again.
Oh.
Awkward.
Whoops.
Anyway, JJ's awesome. Everything is awesome. But yes.
No, honestly.
Yes.
He can do these things with
He'll
such
ring again.
strength.
You know he will.
I know. He can, though. Do you agree or not?
Oh, absolutely. It's just his confidence.
The way he just ripped that ball out and then just went, bang.
I tell you who else had a good game.
Who?
Oh, but not according to everybody. We'll get to that later. Tex.
Oh, no. He
didn't kick the goals, but up the ground.
He was instrumental for a lot of our play. A lot of our setups.
You know those handballs we love. And some of that delivery, like the kicking.
That slice kick.
Oh,
low 20-metre passes with his hand.
But you're right. He just does it with a confidence that says, follow me still.
He does.
Yep.
He does. And the fact that he's fit this year, you can really see that. He probably should have, particularly that goal,
Yeah, I know.
He should have kicked that goal off the ground.
1-3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
he's building.
He's building.
Yep.
He's
He'll
kicked one
get there.
goal for the year thus far.
Yeah, but he's done plenty of other things and we're winning. Isn't that what we're all about?
Correct. He sets
Right.
up a lot of the play.
Yes. So,
We'll take that.
any other stats or anything else you'd like me to talk about? Is there anything of note? I don't think there was anything that was totally outstanding.
No, it was, as Don Pike would say, it was an even contribution.
Well, I think it was. Is there anyone that you would think would be in danger, like of the way they played? Okay, everyone's having a go at Tex, right? Here's something for you to compare. And I love the man, but Eddie Betts kicked 1 goal 1. Tex kicked 1 goal 3. Tex had 16 disposals. Eddie had 9. What else have we got here? If you're looking at your dream team stats, Eddie had 42. Tex had 84. So almost, and his efficiency is 33. Tex is 56. No one's questioning that there. Eddie often does a lot of pressure and tackles inside 50. He was also brought up the field during the game, which I actually don't mind. But Eddie is one of those players, again, that doesn't have to have a lot of possessions, which I think Tex is like. That's why I'm comparing them. Don't necessarily need a lot of possessions to have an impact on the game.
Yeah.
Whereas other
People
players...
are very stat-based.
Like your Rorys, your midfielders in particular, tend to need to get a lot more of the ball because they're part of the link in the chain. So you're going to see more of them doing the grunt work, I suppose. But yeah, that was something there. Tails didn't necessarily have a good one. Hardo serviceable?
No, he was alright, Hardo.
Yeah.
Who was he playing on? Talia and Harding were sort of alternating, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they're switching around
Reid
on Buddy.
and Franklin.
Yep. And Chase Jones, kick 3 points.
Serviceable.
Kick 3 points, could have been goals, but I like the signs.
No, I like the signs as well.
I keep him, he stays
He
for
has
me.
to stay in.
I agree. Should we do our 3, 2, 1?
Yep.
Because the person that's got 3 votes, we haven't even talked about yet, his game. Because he had a bit of a beast mode moment.
Blinder.
Love this boy. You know I'm going to be happy about announcing this name. For 3 votes, B. Crouch, Braddles.
Adelaide versus Sydney.
Yes, 3 votes, B. Crouch. Great game.
No, great game.
And the coaches even recognised
Kicked a
that.
really good goal.
Oh, brilliant. He
That was instinctive, actually.
took the words right out of my mouth. He's enjoying football again. Can you see he's starting to enjoy it?
I can see that.
And he's not second guessing himself. And
Indeed.
at Hawthorn, we had a lot of second guessing going on about what to do.
Too much.
And then we started playing instinctively. So we agreed 3 votes for Braddles, 2 votes,
3 breaks.
3 votes, 3 votes, 3 votes, and 2 votes.
McKay.
Beast mode McKay. Find that ribcage, give it a slap.
Get activated.
Activate that
Even
little
if you
man.
just have to put yourself in a charging dock for a
Yeah,
while.
we'll do that again.
Just do it
Fantastic
again.
game though. Fantastic game. Props
Credit
and
where
credit.
credit's due. Have to give it to them.
And 1 point, this one was nearly tied again, but we both agreed this person, JJ, had to come into it.
For sure.
Yep, and Tex was probably a bit unlucky in there as well. But JJ, you get the 1 vote.
Yep.
We'll put that all on the leaderboard
Yep.
and we'll
We'll tally it up.
tally it up as we go along. Now, the Hurt Locker Award. We've been talking about him. Can't stop talking about this player. Mr. Go Button himself. David McKay gets the Hurt Locker Award, putting his head over the ball, getting physically assaulted on the field.
Let's get physical.
Continued to run and play and kick a couple brilliant goals. Both goals were great
Crucial moments.
and crucial moments.
Actually,
of the
no,
game.
they were big.
I
big,
know. We've
big,
already said that.
Big time goals.
I know. That's
Yeah.
what I've been talking about.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
But great stuff, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. Now, any other goals? I mean, Texas Monster, he won a carton off a Buddy.
Yeah,
Buddy said he
Ruskies.
couldn't do it.
Lemon Ruskies.
Yeah.
Come on, Tex.
Who drinks? Who are they for? Tex, what's he drinking lemon Ruskies for? Tex must have been trying to get into the good books with Ellie, I reckon. Getting us some lemon Ruskies.
Some Lemon Ruskies
Or,
from the
or,
big
or
butts
they're
that-
low at the Alma. Just needed some stock.
Just in a new carton.
Yeah.
They ran out.
And we'll talk about the Hurt Locker and our 3-1. You know, there are a couple players that I'd put a little bit of a blowtorch on. Not
Yeah.
the Bunsen burner, just a bit of a blowtorch.
Just-
Tickle their feet to get them moving a little bit. Someone I'm still waiting to see.
Yeah. I know who you're going with here.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Bryce Gibbs.
I agree.
Just not. I
He
don't
hasn't-
think they've found his role.
Nah.
I don't think they've found his niche yet. Because he's used to the ball, you know, going past him all the time. But he does that almost a Matty Connell circle before, like he's not playing
He's not
instinctively.
playing-
Carlton was stop and hold, and he's had enough time to be decartonalised. Do you know what I mean?
Stop and hold.
Yeah. and then go backwards. Stop it. Just follow the game plan. But because he is capable of so much.
He is.
But I haven't seen him tear a game apart.
Maybe he needs to play forward of the ball.
I think he needs to play, yes. And I think he could slide into the forward line a bit more. Give him confidence. Because he's had, during the JLT, he couldn't kick a goal if you set him out in front, 25 metres out in front. Oh, he was just shanking him.
Who?
Bryce.
Was he?
Yeah. And so I reckon his confidence... No, just in the JLT series.
Oh.
But I reckon he needs a bit of confidence. Yeah, he still shanked him from there too. He needs a bit more confidence. So I think get him into a position
I think that's what it is, Ali. It's confidence.
I'll put him in the forward line. Would you?
Yeah, or in the back line.
Well, yeah, I suppose that you can't be. That's reactive a lot in the back line, proactive in the forward line. So I'd like to.
No, he needs to find.
He's that versatility. I feel like he's just put into gaps at the moment that he can't shine. Would that be fair?
Yeah, but he's got to be able to be better as well. He's 30. He's a veteran. He should know and be able to identify where he needs to go.
But I think we haven't found his ideal role yet.
No.
I think we're trying there. So now you got Brad in. There's a different balance. He was better last year. Much better.
Do we play him on the outside of the contest rather than in and around?
He's usually a good user of the ball.
Normally.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen with some of his passes, some kicks.
So get it to him and let him deliver it. Let's try that. Pikes, just listen to us.
Just listen to hashtag TwoCrowsS3Ep.
Yeah, anything else you want to talk about with the game? Was there any spicy meatballs in that game? That's my kind of spicy.
That's my kind of spicy. Oh!
Speaking of hot and spicy, listen to this. What's that, mate? Listen. What's that? What am I doing? Some seasonings. I think it's our new segment. It's called Pass the Salt. Oh, my Lord. Now, Pass the Salt, people, is just where people get a little bit salty about things that they probably shouldn't. No. So they get a little bit angry, so we're going to have to season them up and teach them how to pass the salt politely. First thing, easiest one to pick, cab off the ranks. Ant's lost in here in the background here. He's crying with a little bit of laughter. I think a little bit of wee came out. That's another story for another day. We won't talk about Ant's incontinence here. We'll leave that alone. But anyway, 53,034
I don't have my nappy on today either.
Oh, jeez. 53,034 people at Adelaide Oval on a Sunday
afternoon.
Yep.
Early afternoon.
Like noon.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. And you would think we have a grand final for our women's team, AFLW. You would think that the state would be happy with 53,034 people. You would think. Great for the state, bringing in the filthy moolah.
Yeah.
Team won.
Yep.
Banners and streamers everywhere.
Yep.
But no.
No. Pass the salt.
Salty, salty, salty. Oh my Lord. It was free. We wouldn't get those numbers if they had to pay. Oh my Lord. Get over yourself. Seriously, where do these people come from? Oppo fans, you reckon? Jealous? A little bit of J?
Jealousy, Ali. Has to be.
Has to be. And I think there was probably another pointed thing was people were then smacking the old Latte Bushrangers for the night before this game because they had 40-something thousand there, which is a good crowd.
Particularly Ed
Kerno, came on there and he goes, this crowd's louder than the Port crowd last night. It was a jibe, and let's face it, it was a grand final for a team. It was very family-oriented.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It was.
And people say, there were seats empty, wouldn't have been 53. Trust me, I was there and half the people were still back under the seats and probably still lining up for chips. To be brutally honest, I walked up, get this, Ant.
There was no chips at one
stage. I walked up, I could get a beer, no problem. Getting food, I've never had to line up for food in my entire life, even at a sold-out game. The food thing went from the food stall down past the beer station down to the toilets. That was to get in to get food.
Wow.
The beer one, walk up, get a beer. It's cheaper to get drunk than it was to eat. But families everywhere, and most people were sitting behind the stands actually in that, what do you call that area? The concourse or whatever?
Yeah.
Standing there watching the game there.
Yeah. And sometimes it is good to watch a game.
It was, we nearly did it. But instead we got close to the action, and what action it was. But you know what, to all those people...
Have some salt.
Have some salt on your chips,
If you can get chips.
Yeah, I mean, like someone else tweeted and they said, look, the Sheffield Shield match was free.
Yeah.
Had 200 people. So
in 4 days.
How about just being happy for the state, for the economy, for the team?
For
These
AFLW.
women, I couldn't have predicted that. We've talked about it and we were
I
going,
thought 25-30.
25-30 and I thought 20 because I was being conservative. There's only 13 there the weekend before. We were there lining up.
But the men's team lost too. So.
And the men's team lost, and I said if the men's team win, it'll help with numbers.
Yeah, but
Didn't
not
think it would do that.
53,000.
But
That was
you know what?
unbelievable.
To SA, getting behind the girls. And what did that do for women's football on the map, you reckon? Did it advance it?
Oh, it's put them 5 years ahead.
Ooh, even Chappie said that. 5 years ahead of schedule now because of that alone. Obviously,
Are
win
we
always
clutching
helps.
at straws but a little bit?
No, have a look how the game's progressed from year 1 to year 3.
Particularly the Crows.
Particularly the Crows, but have a look at some of the other teams, how they've progressed.
Oh, for sure, like Fremantle,
Yep.
like North Melbourne,
Yep.
like even Carlton.
No, Carlton have progressed, yeah. Absolutely. So there's going to be teams that fall back naturally with the other stuff. We won't get into that, but I just want to say too many salt. Should be happy. Too much salt. Too much salt. So past the salt. Need to move on and get over it.
This is not a
with
comedy
crowd
show,
numbers.
Ali.
Well, it could be.
Pass the salt.
They're salty buggers. Can't help
They
themselves.
are. No,
Any other salt that you've got going around?
we know what they are, Ali.
No.
Party poopers.
They are. They just sad.
Imagine them at parties.
Oh, jeez, I wouldn't want to be sitting there,
That'd
sitting in
be-
the corner going,
Give me salt.
I don't want the dip. Yeah, it's got lumps in it, you know.
It's got chives in it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want that either. You know.
Okay, Jacqui Lambie.
Oh, Jackie's in the house, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. That's it. That's the one. Oh, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh, I need to drink my throat so after that one. Oh, Jacqui Lambie wasn't there. Too busy with the salt. Oh, baby. Oh, sorry about that. Sidebar. Oh, God. Oh, sorry about that, folks. We just had a segue, and now we're going to a sidebar. Sidebar for the day. Now, Ant, this is your baby. I'm going to hand it over to you. Handball. Aquatic Centre, $60 million, 15 from the government. Tell the people why I'm mentioning these things in that particular order.
So, if you're not aware, if you're not on social media...
If you're living under a rock, or in Jacqui Lambie's backyard.
in Tasmania. Sorry, sidebar again.
Yeah.
So basically, the federal government has promised the Adelaide Football Club $15 million of $21 million.
Nice.
So the Crows are looking at building a new facility in North Adelaide.
Nice.
At the current aquatic centre site. But it's going to be a community centre as well as a new Crows training and administration HQ. So basically, $15 million is going to be put towards the Crows so they can build a women's wing of the facility.
Also includes coaching and academies.
Yes.
And to advance
Indigenous
women
as
in
well.
ways, and in a specialist Indigenous academy, I think, as well, or Indigenous area. Yeah.
So that's quite exciting for the football club.
That's
obviously,
huge.
there's a little bit of work to be done. They obviously need to source more funding, but the fact that the club has come out and released a statement to say that, yes, we are looking at moving and wanting to move into North Adelaide at the
I
old
think the
aquatic
fact
centre.
they've come out means it's further down the track than we
Correct.
were led to
And
believe.
it was funny because, we heard the rumour from
Frank
Pangelo
yep.
that the Crows are wanting to move into North Adelaide. There was nothing released by the football club.
They just said that we
But
might look
also,
to move,
I don't know if you ever picked up on it. Their language changed.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Wait a
from-
minute. Yep. Fags' language changed.
It did.
Yeah, I know.
It did. And even Chappie.
I know.
Because Chappie
Chappie,
was
yeah, speak to me.
hitting it right out of the park. But
Yeah.
his language changed completely.
As
So
soon as the paperwork got signed, I reckon.
essentially, so they'll now go and do a master plan.
Yep.
And release it to the Adelaide City
They're
Council.
getting
and-
some fancy person in, aren't they, for some master plan?
I think
heard
so.
something about that.
Yeah.
Is that from overseas?
Yes, it is. An urban
An
designer.
international one.
International urban designer.
And this is not
Urban
anything
architect.
that we've heard from the Crows or anything else like that. This is just Ant and I, some of our wants that we
Yeah.
would like. Would be, Blackfriars have got an oval there. One of the Crows could lease it or whatever else.
Well, Adelaide City Council currently lease the oval to Blackfriars.
Right, but I reckon the Crows. Here's this is not. We don't know anything. So, but
we
what
would
we'd
like-
like to see would be to turn that into a marquee. What do you
Boutique.
call it? Boutique stadium.
Boutique stadium.
Boutique
Like what
stadium.
Brisbane are doing.
Are they? But I think it would be fabulous because you could have a home ground for the SANFL team,
Yep.
a home ground
Tick.
for the women's team.
Tick.
You know, unless you have to play a grand final down at the Adelaide Oval.
Well, it's only, 1,600 metres to the Adelaide Oval.
So do you see what I mean, though? And how much business would that bring into the northern precinct up there? Because North Adelaide's been suffering.
O'Connell Street's suffering at the moment.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that would bring a lot of vibrancy back to O'Connell Street.
And it is. It's literally 1,600 metres from North Adelaide Aquatic Centre to
Just
the Adelaide Oval.
1.6 kilometres.
So that's nice.
Yeah. But it's also much closer for me and Aunt to get to football instead of coming out to West
Because I park at the Aquatic Centre now.
Yeah, that's going to bugger that plan for
It
you,
is.
isn't it? Yeah. But I think it'll be absolutely fabulous. They're going to have all these other dedicated areas. We actually went down to West Lakes today and wanted some premiership caps. It does look pretty hellholish. By the way, no.
Seems squished in.
All the gear. I'm not talking about that, but the gear in Cromania.
Nice
Get down
gear.
there. Got heaps of gear come out for the new season, and they're just starting to get in the women's gear.
Yeah.
Already went down there and got me the premiership hats. Not wasting any time for that, Anthony.
You're not backwards going forward.
Oh, hells no.
Good old
But
Josh.
a lot of good gear down there. So it's really good
nice
to see.
IFC gear.
And what do Aunt and I, a little spy? We thought we might go in and just have a chance going to the admin area. Guess what's just been protected, probably from Noffy, I think. Behind the cabinet, in the glass cabinet there, they've just put a lock and key on it. And they've got no Noffs written on there. The cup. The 2019 AFLW Premiership Cup is already in the cupboard.
Ready to be
cleaned, I'm assuming, because it'll be filthy by now.
It's had gin and everything in it.
Yeah. Oh,
Vodka.
I don't care. I'd be drinking out of it too. But that was lovely to see, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
Can't wait to
Nice
build a
seeing
new
the
cabinet
four
for that.
premierships.
We haven't got the pennant yet for the women.
No.
That gets unfurled next year.
Hopefully we'll have an unfurling like West Coast.
That'd be pretty
Did you
good.
see that unfurling?
I loved it. I thought it was fabulous.
It's a bit dangerous. but
I love living on the edge like that, though, Anthony. So
I'm on
another
the
bit
edge.
The
of
other
glory.
oh God help us all. That's enough, Anthony. Please just stop.
Bit of Lady Gaga.
I know, and I was a bit Lady Gaga after that.
All right, Jacqui.
It's another.
You sound like you're from Tasmania.
Hey, don't knock Tassies. I've got bloody rellies and friends in Tassie. I'm gonna crack you one. I'm gonna get Hugh Greenwood. We just waved to Hugh Greenwood too. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tag him in on this, and I'm gonna get him to come around and get Anthony, and then I'm gonna go up to Chase Jones because you know he can tackle right. He's gonna come up to you and go. And then I go, Haggis, come here. Got a little something to whisper in your ear. Ant's walking along in Norwood. Oh, look, Haggis. That's what's going to happen to you if you badmouth Tasmania one more time. In fact, I'm going to ban you if you do that. Enough of it.
Listen to you names dropping.
I just happen to know where they're from. Okay? Hey, move right along.
see Greenwood
Move right
today.
along. We did. I wasn't lying. We waved to him. He gave me...
You gave her the two fingers.
No, not like that. But the nice two fingers like the wave, the two fingers up from the steering with the Aussie wave.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate, that's one. Baby boom down at Crowland.
Oh, they're coming out left, right and centre.
They
Well, not
will be.
quite yet.
Not
but they're
quite. There's
coming.
only one way they can come. Two ways they can come out, technically.
Yeah.
Front and centre, if you think of that. Sorry, that came out before I even thought about it. But it's funny, so we'll keep it in there. Got Daniel Taylor and his wife, Megan.
First one.
Gibbsy, second one. And Hardo, first one.
Yeah, nice.
Congratulations. More baby crows. More little crows.
We've had a lot of babies.
We have. Well, you and I haven't, but
No.
Crows players haven't. If you and I had little babies, it'd be like the Immaculate Conception. I reckon Guinness would be around here with a book, or the heretics would be around
We'd
with
be
a cross to
reaching.
nail us. It's coming up to Easter. I should stop while I'm behind, shouldn't I?
Come on.
Oh, okay. Now, shall we move on to the part I've been waiting for
come
all
on.
day, which is really what I wanted to talk about more than anything. First, we'll talk about the women's, because it's just magnificent. We'll talk about Erin, because we've already
for
sung
sure.
about it.
Come
We
on.
might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into all you freaks out there, you fantasy freaks. I'll go into our tips from Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch too at
We'll see you tomorrow night.
MAN01. Where's Car? We should be seeing you then. So let's set the scene here. 53,034 people, all happy, not salty. No salt. What a game. What a heartbreaker.
Jubilation.
The agony and the ecstasy, I think, in the papers said it all. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
they stole my line, actually.
Oh, really? I'll use the vinyl song, Fine Line Between Pleasure and Pain.
It's a fine line between
And
pleasure pain.
it was a spectacular game. Would that be correct?
Correct.
I just smacked Andy. You got to stop singing. My ears are bleeding over here. You give him one inch and he takes like about 12. So,
Correct.
But anywho, up against Carlton.
The Blue
Obviously,
Baggers.
the Blue Baggers, they were underdogs. We were pegged to be the top dogs. And oh boy, we were. We were top crows, in fact. But let's go through the game. Opening quarter.
Outstanding.
Could you have
Oh,
predicted...
except for the 50-minute penalty.
Oh, don't even. Right. That's it.
That's salt.
Tip the table. Bang. I'm out and I'm angry about that.
Chardonnay going
Oh,
everywhere.
Chardonnay, apricots, liars, knitting needles. They were throwing them on the ground. You should have seen all around me smelt like Chardonnay at my feet because everyone dropped their glasses at once.
They were.
Those free kicks, the umpires, okay, I'm only going to bitch this once. 25 to 10 free kicks their way. Umpires could not have done more to try and get them into the game and keep them in the game. But anyway, that's
It didn't
another
work
bit.
anyway.
If Erin's getting angry at not holding the balls paid because it was consecutive ones,
Oh, it was ridiculous.
you know that it's
Something
just
not right.
not on. But anywho,
Yeah.
their goals only came from free kicks. Look,
their
every time
first goal.
they only got 2 goals for the game, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. So just remember this. It's not against Carlton, but just for people that want to bag anybody, Danielle Ponta kicked more goals than the entire team, Oppo team.
That's nice. She's a ripper.
Oh, and Eloise Jones, I thought was stiff in the votes as well. EJ, I love the way EJ goes about it. And Chloe Shear, that mark.
She was in beast mode before she did
In that
her
second
knee.
quarter,
Alley.
that was right in front of us,
And
and
that-
that mark was spectacular. And the turn and the kick and the
But it
delivery
wasn't.
to Ponta.
But it was the ball movement that led to that mark.
Yeah,
Alley. It was
specky.
outstanding.
It was off the
It was
charts
crisp.
level.
It was crisp ball
Nothing
movement.
like how
no,
they played last
There
year.
was the perfect.
Some of my favourite players from that game, apart from the obvious of one E. Phillips
Unbelievable.
and Hatchard. Fantastic game.
the
Took it to
first
another
goal
level.
for us.
Ebby Marinoff, Ebanoff as they keep calling it,
why do they-
was tagged. Still did well in the game.
Yeah.
Also, I think for me, Jess Foley, still monster of the game. Can't believe she's not in the All Australian team.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yep.
Was Emma King really the best ruck?
Don't even start me there. Danielle Ponta with the goals and her body positioning. Stevie Lee, the way she positions herself over the ball. Chelsea Randall, some of those in that first quarter, like they're coming down there and her smother.
Oh, the way she just come across and went bang with her two
That's
fists.
another one.
That was nice.
She just went in and absolutely smashed the ball. No care for her own personal safety
no duty
whatsoever.
of care for herself.
Jeepers
Absolutely none.
creepers. What else to like? Ailish Considine.
Second goal.
Oh, I loved the way she went about it. You name it. Actually, I loved all the players
Once
had
again,
good games.
Ali.
All played well.
Yep.
I just and to win, like to sit there and hear all the crowd erupt, and that many people, you could see the players were in awe. And the ball finished down where I was sitting down in the southern end. That's where the final siren went, and we went off our
Did the girls
chops.
get
That's
around?
where they were all jumping around down there, and then they had the presentation and everything else. I mean, there's so much about the game. Watch the game, get it on replay,
Watching
do
it on,
something. It is spectacular to watch. It's a great game, great grand final.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a Crows fan.
Watching it on TV, Ali, it felt like a grand final.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Have you watched the replay?
yes, several times actually. I must admit.
okay.
Yeah. I just wish they'd kept more of the when they replayed on
Presentation.
Fox the presentation because I'd really like to see that.
Yeah, Channel 7 had the broadcast.
Yeah, and I bucket up my recording.
What did you
of it.
think of the pre-game?
Amy Shark?
Yeah.
Baby Shark.
Was she good?
Yeah, she was fine.
Yeah.
I said Aussie artist, current, relevant. All the youngsters were jumping around and singing and everything else like that. The award ceremony, like at the end, obviously Doc Clark's. You know what? Doc Clark, he spoke so well.
It did.
He thanked everybody. He made mention and just the unity of a group of people, how much they love and respect each other and admire each other.
Yeah.
The heartbreak, obviously the main thing that we've got to talk about that everyone's probably always done to death was that third quarter down the northern end.
Devastating scenes, wasn't it?
It broke my heart. You know how much I love Chloe. I had my heart broken once, and I was upset, because Chloe, is one I've picked her to be the next Erin Phillips. And then for Erin to actually go down, you could actually hear the second I was watching the big screen, and the second it happened, you saw the leg go out, and you just knew your heart just sank.
Yeah.
And she clutched at her knee, and there were so many tears in the crowd, and everyone went quiet. Like, if you hear
the hush.
you hear it.
Yeah.
It just went. Carlton fans, everybody, and props to Carlton fans, props to the Carlton players, all going up to her. Like, they've already splashed all over the media. It's one of those scenes that I'll be lucky to say I was there to see in the history of sport.
Yeah.
That is one thing of sportsmanship,
I think,
and team that.
Ali, in realistic terms, I think me, yourself, and everyone else to be able to see Erin Phillips play.
Oh yeah. In our lifetime.
In our lifetime is something very special.
Yep.
And, I'm not going to talk her up to be, Serna or Bradman type, but to have she's just outstanding. She's an outstanding athlete and person. Yes.
Actually, and don't forget one Chelsea Randall either with that, but we're talking about Erin because of her injury.
Yeah.
But
Randall
the devastation on Erin's face was palpable. I mean, she already had the green whistle. They had to get that to her, so she was in agony. They had to stop the game, then they had to get the card out.
Yeah.
And all the focus was on her. So you can understand that the whole crowd, the umpires, when they finally stopped the game, you could see the players' faces from either team.
You could.
And even, I think, when Maddie Prespakis and that got up in her speech for the Rising Star, she said, no one wants to see a player of that ilk.
Oh, heck no.
She didn't say it in those words, but that was essentially the crux of it.
Yeah.
And they're all going over to her, and there's a photo that's going around of Chelsea. They put their heads together.
Yeah.
Captain to captain.
Yes.
The mateship between those two is phenomenal. The team love, the team care is absolutely beautiful. And what that means going forward, we don't know. But it was horrible. Absolutely horrible and heartbreaking.
Terrible scenes.
And then we had to go from that to the ecstasy of winning a grand final. So it was really bittersweet.
It was a weird day. It was a weird day.
Because you wanted to jump around and celebrate, and then, they got Erin up and she got best on ground. Still didn't play a quarter. She won by 1 vote. She got 11 votes. I looked this all up. The next best player on the ground with 10 votes, Anne Hatchard.
Wow.
Hatchie might be feeling just a tiny bit ripped there. And Jess Foley got in there too, I think. So,
wow.
But Anne and Erin were the top two. And I think Chelsea got votes. And I could be wrong here, but Jess Foley. I wanted EJ to get votes because I thought she had a ripper of a game.
She had a great
marking
game.
the ball
at the highest point.
Yep. She's a superstar in the waiting team.
Oh, for sure.
Now, before we go on to all the awards that come in after that, because they were on last night, we had a question posed to us by Jules. Asked us a question of the Crows team have to cut, I believe she thought it's 8, but I think it's 7 players. Now, also, we're prone to poaching of up to 4 players because of the new expansion clubs. And, Jules, we had a look at the list of how many who we could cut if we had to cut 7. And the closest we could get was 3. Looking at the player value, and this is the first time, normally I can cut the 7 and just work them out and go, yeah. But I'll be honest, guys, I don't know. And then what if Jess Allen comes back? What if Ruth Wallace comes back? Yeah. There's another 2 stars. Can Ruth come back? And particularly, we don't know if they're coming back.
Don't know.
No. So, and they're going to have the conversations with Erin and Chloe. Are they kept on the books? Which I think they probably will be.
I think they will be.
I would be. And then see what happens from there. But I reckon after maybe next week we'll have another look and we'll see if there's any movement and anything we can give heads up on. But I'll be honest.
So when does trade?
That only starts later because I think they're contracted to, was it May?
Oh, okay.
They have got a contract period.
Right.
And everyone's a bit nervous because there's obviously WA team coming in. So will Chelsea Randall go back home? We've got a few from WA in our team, but I think not. Rianne Luggers from WA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she didn't crack a game, so she might go back.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've looked at her. But, so anywho, that is with that. Now, on to the awards.
Wow.
Last night, All-Australian.
We had 5.
5, should have been probably 7. Okay, name them. Erin Phillips, not only All-Australian captain.
Nice. Deservable.
Chelsea Randall,
Yes.
not only All-Australian vice captain. Nice.
Nice.
Anne Hatchard, Ebony Marinoff, and Speedy Lee Thompson.
Leading goal kicker.
Leading goal kicker. There are 5. I think Jess Foley and
Allen.
and Jess Allen.
Oh.
I mean, Sarah Allen. Sarah Allen especially, very
Chalky, yeah.
chalkster,
Cool.
was very stiff not to get in there. And then we move on to the other awards of the night. May I, Anthony?
Sure.
I'll just give you a little rundown of this. Is for anyone that missed it last night, the AFLW Best and Fairest Awards. Just to give you a little heads up. Oh, also Chelsea Randall, 3rd year in a row, most courageous player.
Yeah.
3rd year in a row out of the whole AFLW team, most courageous player. Demonstrated that yet again during the grand final.
Yes.
Okay, so Anthony, if you'd like to lead me in here.
Sure.
We're hitting here. This is Gil McLaughlin. Round 1 with 2 votes, E. Phillips. Round 2, 3 votes, E. Phillips. Round 3, 3 votes, E. Phillips. Round 4, 3 votes, E. Phillips. Round 5, 3 votes, E. Phillips. And that's, Erin, if you can just stay seated there. We know you've won, but just stay there a little bit while so we can make other people feel good about themselves. Thank you very much. Round 6, with 2 votes, E. Phillips. With 3 votes, C. Randall. Round 7, 3 votes, E. Phillips. I can now present to you the best and fairest PA for W81, Erin Phillips. MVP, VIP, you name it. She's got it. Put it around her neck. She owns it. God, listen, 2-time Premiership player, 2-time best on ground in a Premiership player. Premiership co-captain, 2 times All-Australian, 1-time All-Australian vice-captain, 1-time All-Australian captain, 2 times AFLW MVP. This is in 3 years of competition.
Her resume is pretty outstanding, Ali.
That's
It's
not
more
even
than pretty.
including her basketball
career.
accolades.
Mm.
Nah.
She's got
world
gold
champion-
medals.
Yeah, she's got medals. She's got anything. I mean, seriously,
I'd like to have
you could
her.
smelt them down and she could build a statue of herself. You know what? Should build a statue of her outside Adelaide
We
Oval.
should.
Yeah, Erin Phillips.
Her legacy needs to be immortalised.
And I don't think people go, oh, it's only been 3 years, or it's only 7 games. Small sample size. Sir Swamp Thing put up a stat. Here's 7 games, the best games of players, the most ever. Erin and Katie Brennan, and then Erin Phillips again, and then you get into Gary Ablett and your Patrick Dangerfields and co like that. Like, seriously, some people need to just have a look at themselves and actually appreciate athletes. Yep. So I was ecstatic. I mean, if there's anything she didn't win, it probably wasn't worth winning, if we can be brutally honest. I think I've put out 1,000 things on Twitter. Sorry, peeps, but she's a goat. GOAT goat.
Oh, she is.
Greatest
She's
of all time.
Unbelievable.
And her legacy will be long.
Remembered.
Long remembered, not within the Adelaide Crows, but the AFL and AFLW community.
For sure.
Would that be fair?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And they have to name one of those awards after her. No doubt.
Oh, now they do. Now they absolutely
I
do.
don't know if they name the Best on Ground award after her or if they...
Which one? Take a pick. You know, like MVP, Best on Ground and Grand Final. The Adelaide Crows will have to name an award after her. After she retires, of course.
Yeah, that'd be just weird.
It would just be weird winning your own medal. That's what I'm just saying. Just saying. But we've got plenty of pictures out. There's plenty of stories. Tracy, you can see there with a little baby bump. So there's another baby crow. Tracy's having a baby. Another one that we can bring on for a mother or son. Bring them on down.
Father-son academy. Father-daughter academy.
Yeah, and mother-daughter and mother-son academy. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. God, little crowies everywhere. But is there any more? I mean, I could talk about the grand final for ages, but we won't.
No.
We will try to keep the podcast at least to a reasonable hour. Is there anything else you want to talk about for the grand final?
No, it's just an
awesome.
outstanding performance.
Yep.
We were the best team all year, and I thought we deserved that.
Should have won that first game. We would have gone undefeated completely.
We would have.
That would have been pretty special.
But
I think having that loss kept us in check.
Correct.
Yeah, so I actually didn't mind that.
Correct, but I felt with that loss also that it allowed us to work on some things as well, I think.
Absolutely.
Particularly our goal kicking, because in the back half of the year...
Oh, here's a stat for you. Erin kicked, and I could be wrong here, she kicked 10 goals, 12. That was her 10 goals, 12 points for the year. Stevie Lee, obviously, we know where she was at. But Danielle Ponter, I think her record sits at something like 12 goals won.
Wow. That's
my kind of thinking.
That's accurate, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So, my thing is get the ball into Danielle Ponter's hand in front of goal. Because she just gets it onto the boot. Love her. So we will come back and we'll talk about the AFLW players and dissect it a bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. Fantasy freaks. Freak out. Haven't got the music. But yes, all you fantasy freaks, Marky Mark at ham_MAN01. Just giving you the round 2 tips. Here's these little notes. This game is not a sprint. It is a marathon for all those you jumping on and off of players. Spend your first few weeks fixing up non-playing rookies such as Noah Bolter, Marty Hoare, etc., as you'll need their generated cash in the later parts of the game. Also, try not to trade your premiums to other premiums simply because they had one bad game. Just remember that. Wise words. Fantasy review. Defence premium, Whitfield. If Whitfield goes untagged, then he's a top 3 defender. The big factor here is that Cornelio copped the tag this weekend and showed how susceptible he could be.
Yep.
A defence rookie, Sam Collins. He got concussed in round 1, which affected his score. He's slightly more expensive than basement price rookies, but he has better job security than most. Had a great game, did a Leo Barry, if I remember correctly. Premium midfield, going like a lightning bolt, Lachie Neale. He slotted into the Lions nicely, and their game plan has allowed him to flourish with more marks and kicks than previous years, which is huge.
That's huge.
He looks great and will be a relatively unique pick. Midfield rookie Charlie Constable had a field day on Saturday with 31 touches, 4 tackles, 4 marks and a goal, which increased his value the most of any player. Get him in. Ruck premium. Remember why when I said don't trade premiums after one bad game? This is why. Grundy and Gorm were always going to be the top rucks and showed why in round 2. If you combine the scores of the next 3rd and 4th selected rucks, which was Goldstein and Sauce, then their combined scores barely equaled what Gawn and Grundy scored individually. Don't trade premiums because of one bad week. Rant over. Thank you, Mark. Ruck rookie, Big Mummy. He's not rookie price, but he is great value after a year of eating sausages, snorting coke, etc. If you have someone with Sauce Goldie, then trade them down to Mumford. He will play every round and will allow you to use the spare cash elsewhere. Forward premium, Travis Boak, who's taken his game up another level because he's been moved back into the position
midfield.
He should have been playing all along. The signs were there as Boak played mid all pre-season and told everyone that this would continue into the year. He's in the highest scoring AFL fantasy. He is the highest scoring AFL fantasy player, but this form won't go unnoticed. He has West Coast Hutchings and Collingwood Greenwood in his next 5, as well as the very restrictive Brisbane. High risk, high reward. Forward rookie, Jack Petruccelli, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Petruccelli. As a Crows fan, I think it's BS that he has a Goal of the Year nomination while Seedsman doesn't. We all agree with that, Mark. But the kid they call the Roadrunner was able to put a solid score together and looks to have secured the vacant spot left by Mark Lacroix. So good word from the wise there, Mark. I want to see how you're going here. We'll get some more updates for the next round.
What's his current score?
Oh, he hasn't given me that yet because it's too early in the season.
Early. Small sample size.
Small sample size. That's the one. That's the one there. But thank you for that, Mark. Mark will be bringing us some more fantasy hints and tips. And hopefully we'll see if we can get you all up on the board with your fantasy games. So now, just quickly, Ant, we need to move on because we're playing a game this Thursday, tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Woo! Geelong
versus Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval.
Yes. Now, I like Bernie Vince's advice for how to beat Dangerfield. You know what he said? Bash him. Probably can't
I don't
do
think
that.
Dangerfield's the one to go to.
Now, a lot of people say that he butchers the ball, but he can be dangerous if left up forward.
Forward centre, he can
unaccounted.
be. Correct.
So, what do we do to beat him, Ant? You're the expert.
First and foremost, win centre clearance. Contest the ball.
How are we going to go centre clearance with a little Riley
I
O'Brien?
think it's going to be unpredictable.
Yep.
And I don't think Stanley is mobile, but his centre clearance work isn't the greatest. He's a mobile ruckman, and I think O'Brien will have the tank to go with him.
I was going to say, Rob actually has a pretty good tank.
So I think he'll be able to go with him. Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess restricting their forward 50 entries because they've been pretty accurate when going inside 50.
Something we need to do. Our midfielders need to be accountable for defence and pressure.
Correct. So that whole team defence needs to come into play with the Geelong Cats. Apply pressure. Now,
okay. Outs that you would have for the Crows. Obviously, we know the big Saucer Mater is out. So Riley O'Brien's coming in for him.
Yes.
Any other outs from the Sydney game?
I think that's the only change, in my opinion.
Well, hang on. Hugh Greenwood's been going over to Pikes' house
have
for tea.
dinner.
We should have stopped and asked him.
We should have.
He probably
Hey,
was
mate,
going in there then to lean on Pikes.
exclusive for Two Crows Footy.
What do you reckon? You reckon he's a chance? It's either this week or next week. He's coming back, one of them.
Next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
What about everyone, Stengel kicked 4, but everyone forgets Matty Wright kicked 4, I think, as well.
Yes.
So I'm not bringing him back in, just letting you know. But Stengel, I'd like to see his other stats.
I want to see his defensive pressure. I think that's the only thing that's letting him down at the moment.
He came from Richmond, which was a defensive pressure team, which I find confusing.
Mm.
But anywho,
But
so
knows?
do you reckon any other changes?
No.
DMac will get another game?
Yep.
Any other changes for the backs? Keep them as is for when we're playing Geelong?
Yes. Oh, see, they're quite small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fogg played down back, just letting you know, people, that he actually played down back.
Yeah, no, I think we just have the one change, Ali.
Okay, the one change?
That's what I reckon, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know,
So,
are we favourites for this game anyway?
let's have a look. We're just going in here to check the stats.
Yes, we are. No,
odds even. Okay, so let's.
And I think we get up by 8 points.
Yeah, I think in the close one, I agree with you there, Anthony. I reckon about 7 points. I'd like to see it 34. That's my number, 34.
Yeah. Well, who knows? It might all click. This might be the week where it just all clicks.
Yeah, it could be. It could be
We
a
put
house
our
of
back
cards
into
too.
it.
So we'll see what happens. This could be a year-defining game. It's
Oh,
the third
absolutely.
game, and I already putting all the cards on the table.
And Titanic.
Yep, it could be the Titanic. So the next game, let's go through these really quickly. Melbourne versus Bombers. Both teams have been
Melbourne.
stinking it up. Melbourne have to get on the cards, don't they?
Yeah.
Are Bombers tanking here, or are they just stanking?
They're just stanking.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So Melbourne's get their first win?
Yep.
Okay, Carlton Blues versus the Sydney Swans. This is at Marvel Stadium. Do you reckon the Swannies can get up on the board, or will Carlton actually get over them? I reckon Carlton could beat them.
I'm going Carlton.
Yeah, I reckon Carlton could beat them here, but will the Swans have to? This will be their third loss in a row. What do they like at Marvel?
They're better at the G than Marvel.
Okay. You going Carlton?
Yeah, I'm going Blues.
I want to death ride Carlton.
You going Sydney?
Yeah, because I can't go for Carlton. I've got to death ride them. That's why I had to go for Port, much
of
to
course.
many people's chagrin.
Yes.
Okay, the next game, probably one of the games of the... Actually, we've got two, could be very games of the round. Giants versus Tigers up at Giants Stadium.
Giants for mine.
Yep, I'm going to go for Giants there. Up at the Gabba, Lions
Brisbane.
versus Pear.
I'm going Lions.
Yeah, I'm going Lions just because I want them to win. Then we go back to the MSCG, a Collingwood rematch, grand final rematch.
I'm going the Pies.
I'll go the Eagles, something different.
Yep.
Pies could get it though. At home crowd.
Yeah.
It's a night game. They tend to like night
They
games.
do.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're
I'm
right.
going the Pies. But
Western Bulldogs versus Gold Coast Suns. You're hot on the
Bulldogs,
doggies.
I like the doggies this year.
Yeah. Oh, I think
I'm
they'll
going the
win
Dogs.
Marvel Stadium. No, you were off the Dogs until they played last week.
No.
You smashed them. You've got them in the bottom 3.
Yeah, but Sydney, the
Anthony
Sydney
changes his
game,
mind.
Well, I was going on we were going off last year's form with that
Yeah.
ladder. Who's expected Brisbane to be in the second spot on the ladder?
Oh, it's 2 games for God's
But I'm
sake.
just saying, I liked what I've seen in the Sydney game, albeit they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney, I think they're going to be really poor this year. Mm-hmm. But that game against the Hawks on the weekend with the Bulldogs, I just
Even
liked
with the
what I
umpire
seen.
bias?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
They had 9. They kicked 9 goals on the shot. There was only 2 goals decided by the umpires.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Hawthorn versus Kangaroos.
Hawks.
Yeah, I think the Hawks will get back. North are just wibbly wobbly, aren't they?
Yeah, they haven't
They're-
adapted to the new rules.
I think they just got caught napping.
Yep.
Here's another one. It's the battle for the cellar dwellers, but not really. Freo versus Saints, who are up in the top half of the ladder. at the
Freo.
moment. Freo? Where's it at? Optus Stadium.
Yep.
Yep. I will go that as well. So just to give you a recap of the ladder in this topsy-turvy world that we live in, we've got Geelong on top, followed by Brisbane, the old Latte Bushrangers, Western Bulldogs, St Kilda, Freo, Collingwood, GWS Hawthorn, West Coast, Gold Coast, Adelaide, Richmond, Sydney, Carlton, North Melbourne, Essendon, and Melbourne are actually sitting
And we're
at the bottom of the
12th.
ladder. And we're 12th on the ladder. Okay, so let's see if we can just get some little bit of leverage and start climbing up that ladder.
Correct.
Would that be fair, Anthony?
I agree, Ali.
Excellent. So should we wrap that up from
I
here?
think we should wrap it up.
Okay, so thank you for everyone for listening. We've had such a fantastic weekend. Didn't even get to talk about the SANFL boys, but they had a
great
fantastic
win.
win, triple treat all around for the
It
Crows.
was a brilliant weekend for the footy club.
Absolutely, and especially for that another little premiership. Yes.
And I think this year's AFLW Premiership had a lot of. It was a genuine. Just felt right. Just felt like
I don't get what you're trying to say.
You know, year 1 you didn't know what you were getting. Year 3.
I'm still happy.
Yeah, I was still happy too.
If Erin hadn't got injured, we could have been 3 from 3. I can tell you right now. Last year.
I agree.
Yeah, but. If buts can, that's not. It didn't happen. Couldn't, wouldn't, didn't, shouldn't. Next year will be a good. Next year will be a good challenge for us.
Yeah, I think so.
And we'll see what happens from there. And we'll have a look at the women's team. Bit more
I think our
what's
system and process has put us in good stead, though.
Absolutely, going forward. And Maddie Clark, that will be the template going forward for the future. Yep,
that's what we expect.
So thanks everybody for listening, and it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from her.
Good night, Crows
#2Crows
fans.
Footy.
Woo! Brought to you by Two Crows.